Hello, Archons. It's Brobnar89 with another groundbreaking discovery here on Cull the Weak. Let's jump right into our deck today. Got another fresh one for ya. And the name, first this time, this is Death Stopper Direriddle. Direriddle. Direriddle? I mean, Death Stopper is clearly the important part of this name, right? That seems interesting. Death Stopper. How do you do that? Okay. Interesting little Archon there. All right. Nice. Unfathomable Saurians and Logos in our deck today. Let's see what we got. Another crack at getting the groundbreaking discovery combo. I still am looking for mine. Surprisingly, well, maybe not that surprisingly, haven't opened one yet, but here's another shot at it. Okay, starting off with a Eureka. This is a God and Amber Pip. It's an alpha. Play, gain 2, archive 2 random cards from your hand. This is the best little turn 1 mini turn card you could possibly have. I love to see that. Ooh, 2 of them. That's really good. You know, a lot of times you're a little bit disappointed to see 2 alphas in the same house. Not with Eureka. I have a very fun AOA deck with 3 of them, and I would be happy to have 3. But we have 2 here. Mind Bullets is coming up next. This one, gaining a capture pip on it. It is an action card. Deal 1 damage to each creature for each card you have played this turn, including this one. A little unfortunate that it's got the capture pip on it, because there's a good chance that you're going to end up killing all your own creatures with this card. So a little bit of anti-synergy there, but we'll see how it works out. Information exchange. Steal 1. If your opponent stole from you on their previous turn, steal 2 instead. Nice. Strong card to have. 2 of them. Ooh, I like this. I like that. Yeah, looking good so far. Old Egad, 1 power, 2 armor, destroyed. Ward of each of Old Egad's neighbors. One of the few warding mechanics in the set. A second one of those. Lots of doubles coming out today. All right, phase shift. You may play a non-logos card this turn. Great. Love that efficiency. P.I. Swevin, 2 power, reap if the tide is high. Draw 3 cards. Really strong card. Science! For the remainder of the turn, after you play another action card, gain 1. Nice little bit of burst in there. Not a ton of action cards we can use with it so far. Obviously, you can't use Eureka with it because Eureka has to be played first. It's the alpha. We've got these 1, 2, 3, and then a phase shift makes 4, and you could possibly phase shift into another house. That's 5. A second science, so that will trigger the other science. So okay, and then you know, and then you're getting 2 for every action card you play after that. So that's pretty good. Submersive Principle. Okay, good. Some of the only scaling Amber control in the set. Action, each player loses 1. If the tide is high, each player loses half their Amber instead. So you that doesn't really combo well with Science. You don't want to gain a bunch of Amber and then lose half of it. But it is very good to see that scaling Amber control. Okay, Ducks. Grimlockus Ducks, 11 power, 2 armor, taunt. Play Exalt Grimlockus Ducks twice. We're going to hope to have some way to get or use the Amber on our dinos here, or else Ducks is a very dangerous play. Dino You Didn't. Got an Amber Pip. Destroy an enemy creature with Amber on it. Also, I would argue the silliest name in the entire set. Trojan Sauropod. Okay. Perhaps the silliest card in the entire set. Amber Pip on an item. Trojan Sauropod enters play under your opponent's control. Omni, gain 3. Your opponent reveals their hand and puts each creature from it into play ready, then refills their hand as if it were the draw card step. Destroy Trojan Sauropod. You give your opponent the ability to get 3 Amber whenever they want. I was playing against somebody on TCO the other day who played one of these. I was playing a Coda deck. I triggered the Trojan Sauropod got a bunch of amber, and then played Gateway to Dis on on my net like immediately afterwards, and destroyed all those creatures that they played out, which was like a whole hand of creatures for them. So yeah, it's just very silly. Australius Rostrum action, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature. That makes me very happy to see here with the ducks. Gonna be able to get value out of that ducks, so, or get the amber off of that ducks, so that's good. A second one of those. Okay, nice. Let's hope for some more exalting or capturing mechanics. Okay, Consul Primus, 3 power, got a capture enhancement, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature, so definitely needs some more exalting or capturing. Okay, this will do some exalting for you. Decadence, play, choose 1, exalt ready, and use a friendly creature, or move 1 from a creature to another creature. Nice, that's great. Second one of those. Wow, okay, I like it. Lapiosaurus, 4 power, 2 armor, beast with taunt. While attacking Lapiosaurus, enemy creatures gain before fight, exalt this creature. Medicus Lacus, there we go. Dinosaur Philosopher, while the tide is high, you may spend amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. Very cool card. I had someone pull off an Honors Thesis against me with this card, using all of my amber that they'd captured onto their dino creatures. It was pretty neat. So I like that a lot. Ostracize action, lose 1 if you do, purge a creature. Very strong card. Spoils of Battle, hooray, that is so cool. That is really sick. Amber Pip on it, action, a friendly creature captures 1. Each creature with amber on it captures 1 from its opponent. With the amount of ways that we have to move amber around here, that is so great. You basically make this into a massive slow steal. You know, you capture all that amber, and then we have 2 artifacts and a creature that can move amber around, and 2 action cards that can move amber around the board. So that's really great. Okay, on to Unfathomable. Starting off with Voice of Rakuzl. 5 power, 1 armor, Aquan creature. While the tide is high, each friendly creature gets +1 power and +1 armor. While the tide is low, enemy creatures get +1 power and +1 armor. Excuse me. We have not seen a ton of tide manipulation in this deck yet. In fact, I don't think we've seen any. Yeah, no tide manipulation yet. So, you know, it depends. If your opponent has a lot of tide manipulation, you might need to discard this one. If they don't, or they're not playing Dark Tidings, then you can play it and be fine, and they probably won't take the tide from you because you have very few. So far, anyway, we have very few cards that care about the tide. I think the only one is Submersive Principle, and now this one. Yeah, nothing else cares about the tide, which is kind of neat. I have a couple of other DT decks that don't really care about the tide, and it's just a different style. It's like, you know, there are lots of mass mutation decks that just didn't have mutants in them and didn't care about mutants. So it's fine. It still makes for a great deck. Nice. Illusions of Grandeur. Got an Amber Pip on it. It's an action. Choose a house on your opponent's identity card. If your opponent does not choose that house as their active house on their next turn, gain 3. Very strong card. Happy to see that. Fuguru. Ooh, this is very good with all the taunting we have. This is a 1 power Aquan creature. It has poison. Your opponent refills their hand to 1 less card during their draw card step. So it's like Succubus from Coda. And I'm very happy to see it with all the taunting creatures we have in Dinos. Keep it nice and safe. And the 2 old Egads could help keep it safe as well. Siphus. 3 power, hazardous 4 creature, destroyed if the tide is high. Archive Siphus. Weird card. Tidal Wave. If the tide is high, destroy a creature and each of its neighbors. Your opponent raises the tide. This is a interesting card. Yeah, I don't know. Like, losing the tide to destroy 3 specific creatures seems like a big cost. If you're going to take 3 chains to do it, that's a pretty big cost. Those creatures better be very consequential. Brain Drain has got an Amber Pip on it. It's an action. Look at your opponent's hand, choose a card from it, and put it on top of their deck. Very strong tempo card. Another strong tempo card, Bubbles, 5 power creature. Play, put an enemy creature on top of its owner's deck. Ooh, 2 of those. Very strong. Really happy to see that. Yeah, just really mess with your opponent's board and their hand as well. Yeah, I like Bubbles a lot. Horrid Cyan, 4 power poisonous creature. It's good. We needed some more removal in this deck. Some spot removal is good. Photic Raider, 2 power creature. Play, capture 2. While the tide is high, Photic Raider gets +4 power. Rakuzel's Chant. Play, exhaust a creature. If the tide is high, exhaust each creature instead. And Seabringer Krakoa rounding out the deck. This is a 7 power taunting creature with destroyed, raise the tide. I believe that is our first tide control card. I mean, you can, do you count Tidal Wave as a tide control card? It does control the tide. It gives it to your opponent. So I don't know if we count that. I'm going to say no. Interesting deck. Not a lot of stuff that cares about the tide. So that's kind of okay. Like Rakuzel's Chant cares, but yeah, like in a DT matchup, if your opponent is raising the tide and has a lot of tide manipulation, you probably just leave the tide where it is and don't care about it, and it's fine. Like, you only have a few cards that care about it, and it doesn't make too much difference. Like Photic Raider, the +4 power is nice, but you're not going to take 3 chains to do it. Rakuzel's Chant, same deal. And the Lacus, you know, like, it's a threat that you're going to spend that amber on your creatures, but honestly, you know, usually your opponent just takes the chains to do it. So if you're taking chains to make your Lacus viable, then your opponent's just taking chains, and you're just both slowing the game down. So I don't know how worth it that is. I really like the dinos here, except for the Sauropod. I really like the Dino House. Not a lot of creatures. You can keep that. You can keep that Primus very safe, and then you can just manipulate the amber on the board, which there could be a lot of between Spoils of Battle and Decadence plays there. Yeah, there could be a lot of amber on the board. You're just moving it around. Yeah, very interesting. Number of creatures here in Unfathomable. Photic Raider pairs well with all the manipulation of board amber that we have in dinos. Logos looks very fun too. Speedy, Eureka, 2 Eurekas is very good. Burst and just speed. I love it. Mind Bullets is our big sort of control the board card here. Yeah, because we don't have a lot of other ways to control the board. We can do some fighting with some of our bigger creatures, and the Cyan can do some fighting as well. Bubbles messes with the board, little spot removal. Tidal Wave in a pinch, if you really, really need it. You could take the chains to destroy a couple of creatures. Yeah. This looks like a fun deck. Let's count pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I count Trojan Sauropod because you probably don't play it. 6, 7, 8. Now, I won't count it out, but it is worth noting your 2 Eurekas. That's going to get you automatically. You'll get more than the pips for playing them, right? So that puts it up to 12 right there. Information exchanges, 14. I guess I said I won't count it out, and now I'm counting it out. So, you know, don't trust me. And then 2 sciences, a little hard to count where that goes to. We can go up to 16. Yeah, a little hard to determine, excuse me, how many action cards you might be able to play. It could be a bit more with the random archiving from Eureka. Yeah, phase shift helps as well, but and then a lot of your amber is going to be able to come from manipulating the amber on the board with the decadence and stuff, and the rostrums. So yeah, that's really cool. I really like the look of this dino house for sure. It looks very fun. Spoils of Battle helping you out with amber control, as well as being a slow way to gain amber. Of course, once you move that amber onto your opponent's board, it does become a bit of a problem. How do you get it back? We do have a few ways of doing spot removal, like bubbles and stuff. So yeah, let's look at amber control. We've got the Photic Raider. I'll just count the number of cards that control amber. So that's 1, 2. Oh, and Ostracize is also some good spot removal as well. Control amber, control amber, control amber. 3, 4, 5. So not too bad. Not too bad. You are going to need to use the Submersive Principle at the right moment. It's going to be pretty key to getting a victory for you, and that's well worth taking the 3 chains if you can delete, 6, 7 amber from your opponent. If you can hold them off until they get a bunch with hopefully like Spoils of Battle or some information exchanges can help hold them off until the right moment when they burst up to a lot, and then you can cut it in half. That could make a big play for you. Yeah, this deck looks fun. I'm definitely excited to try it out. Death Stopper, Direriddle. Direriddle? Is that what we're going with? Yeah, that's what we'll say it is. Death Stopper Direriddle. Gonna be excited to try that one out. This has been another groundbreaking discovery. I'm Brobnar89. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.